Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday morning. It's live from Long Island with me, David Gussin, and my co-host Tommy Mealy. Hello, Mr. Tom Mealy.
How are you?
I'm fine, Tom. You started my day out great.
I didn't say a word. Before we start, you got a nice bagel over there.
I do got a nice. I got to tell you, that's why you started my day out great. Tom comes into the set and he goes, "Now I got some real bagels for you."
Well, I just want to show you the difference. You see, because I know that you have this thing with the everything bagel, but
Absolutely.
we've been doing this show now about 2 or 3 months, and every time you come in, for a man who's so well diversified in how to make bagels, you always bring me something that's either got no seeds on the bottom, very limited seeds on the top, or it's about that thin, or it's about that big. So I want to show you something, just to educate you, just a little bit.
Wait,
Right?
you got a pen?
No, yeah, write it down. You see,
notes.
do you understand something? I don't know. Can you get a close-up of this bagel? You see there's not only seeds on this side, but we flip it over to the other side, and we have seeds on this side. Now, I want you to notice the density of this bagel.
It's perfect.
All right? It's a perfect bagel.
Perfect bagel.
So let me ask you,
Yes.
for a man who lives in Queens
Yep.
and travels from Queens, so it's supposed to be the bagel capital of the world, why can't you get bagels like I do in West Islip?
Because I don't like you, Mealy.
Is that the whole reason?
Bagel for family members, company coming to the house. So you just give me anything. I'm giving them
So
to Tom Mealy.
you're giving me the leftovers?
Nah, you know what? Beautiful bagel.
It is a beautiful bagel.
Perfectly proportioned.
Without a doubt.
Well done.
Right.
Seeds on both sides. But I wanted to be kind today, too. I brought you a gift as well.
What'd you bring me?
You ready?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Geez, I can
Yeah,
only
this is
imagine
special.
what this is going to be.
No, it's special.
Yeah, what is it?
I brought you a clementine. Because is there a sign of peace nicer than one of these little...
You brought me a
orange-
clementine?
That's a clementine.
I
That's
can't
like a
even
baby
get enough
clementine.
juice out of this thing to fill up half a glass.
You want me to bite into it for you?
No, but what
Bite
am I
into it
supposed?
to
If you're
start
going
it
to
for
bring
you?
me something, bring it. See, this is like the bagel. All right. Now I don't know if this is a thing in Queens or not. Do you people, are you always so small in Queens?
No, don't blame Queens. This is a me thing. I like everything in
All right.
mini portions.
David?
I like everything in mini portions.
So I'm looking. All right.
If you want more, well, I don't have another clementine for you. I gave the bigger ones to people I'm more comfortable with.
Realistically,
Yes.
What is,
you could cut that in
what
fours.
is what is one supposed to do with this?
It's like a burst of energy in your mouth. You
This
peel
is a
it.
burst of energy?
If you get a chance, I know you don't want to mess up that nice jacket you have on and everything, but if you get a chance, you should peel it, pop it in your mouth, and so
The whole thing at one time.
you could. You have a pretty big mouth. I think you'll fit it in there, Mealy. I have some other issues too.
I'm going to cherish
My mom
this.
watches the show.
I may spray it and freeze it.
I
and
don't
keep
like.
it in the,
I don't like that when my mom watches the show.
Yeah.
When you talk, she keeps shaking her head yes.
Well,
like
she
in
knows.
agreement
She
with
knows.
you.
She
Like,
knows.
I like that Tom guy. Well, Ma, don't you see he's my nemesis?
Yeah.
He's
Well,
my nemesis on TV. He's always picking him. No, he
What's your
makes a lot of
mother's name?
sense. My mother's name is Sandy. She had an issue with that.
Sandy.
After the storm. and
Sandy, this
everything.
is for you. Yes, it is difficult every Sunday morning, but I'm glad that both of us are on the same wavelength here when it comes to who dominates this show. Thank you, sweetheart. Love you. Hope to meet you soon someday. How do you like that, apples?
I'm gonna
All
go
right,
home and
with
find
your
out.
clementine.
Clementine's beautiful.
Anyway.
we got a great show today. If I don't do anything else on today's show, and I probably will, because you always bring out the worst in me. But
Starting
one
to
good
sweat
thing
already.
in me is we're going to learn more about RSD and CRPS, what has to do with it. It's a pain syndrome, and the beauty of it is Tuesday during the week, I got an email from someone saying, David, there's this wonderful young lady doing wonderful work in the community. Her name is Tiffany Mazza, and she has a fundraiser coming up. Can you help her? And I was like, that's what me and you
Right
do,
up
buddy.
our
I said,
alley.
yep.
Right
we
up our
we
alley.
could try. So we're going to find out more about this and some of the great work Long Islanders are doing. And thank you for inviting me to the Copacabana this week. I mean, I'll lead you into the action.
That was
Thank you
really
so much.
amazing. We had the pleasure of being invited to film and stream live from the Copacabana in New York City. And, I was telling some people that my father actually went to his prom at the Copacabana. So to be walking up those same steps and into that ballroom was a little surreal in a way. It was like, I started to think back, when is it possible? If he was born in 1929, I would have to think that he was there around 1946, 1947.
Hey, you know, I grew up on I Love Lucy. All I knew is that Ricky
Was
Ricardo.
it the Copa? That was the that was the,
Tropicana.
that was the no. It was
It was the Tropicana.
it was
Ricky Ricardo was at the Tropicana, but also I
was
had
it the
two thoughts.
Tropicana?
It wasn't a real.
Babalu,
it wasn't
right?
It was Babalu, but that was the name of his hit.
It was the Tropicana.
Babalu. And of course, I thought of Barry Manilow. You know, at the Copa. Obviously, that's why
I
they
never
didn't
thought
have
of
me
that
sing.
until just now.
So Barry Manilow.
Then again, I don't
thought it
listen
was
to Barry
Ricky Ricardo,
Manilow
but
too often like he does.
But you talk about, it wasn't that often, but it was a good song. Barry was good in his day. But I mean, you had Mike Woods there from Fox News. You had the community affairs director of Channel 9. You had the traffic reporter. My point is Madhouse. You talk about Madhouse and getting out there and, you know, #1 internet broadcasting station in the country. The traditional media started to be. I saw how nice they were to you. Me, they were like, oh, you're not important.
That's
but they were
not
shaking
true.
your hand.
That's
and for
not
IU
true.
Die for the Arts. I know a good friend of
You were
yours.
too busy eating the food. That was good
Die
food.
for the Arts. Good
Ayuda
food.
for the
Ayuda
Arts.
for the Arts.
Right.
Apologies to all our Spanish listeners if I pronounced it wrong, but Ayuda for the Arts. Thank you for the invitation. I had a great time, buddy.
Yeah, and if you want to see any of that footage, because it really was kind of unique, ayudaforthearts.org. You can go to their website. We actually helped them build the website to put that on, and you know it's a very unique organization. And what I found striking about it is the people that are involved with that. You know, when we were streaming live, I had this woman come up to me, and she showed me a text from her daughter, who was actually watching in Russia. And we brought her on the camera, and the interview was there, and she was actually talking to her children, her daughter, her son, over in Russia. We had another person from Maine, another person from another country, I forget what it was, that was there. But what's unique about Ayuda for the Arts is that it was an organization created by a good friend of mine. His name is Jim. I always pronounce his last name wrong, so I'm not even going to try it. And Brett Harrison, who's also the senior partner over at the law group. And what it does is it donates to people like the homeless, people that are on the street, people don't have anything, and they donate to these people, mostly the homeless, and try to help them out. And I think that's very commendable for what they do.
It was great. Like you said, Mr. Harrison on the board there. You know, here he is an attorney, but that was his passion and his friends involved. Great stuff. One of our sponsors this week, you've been hearing it, we've been promoting it ever since we started the show. We had about 125 to 150 people at the Jones Beach Hotel, raised over $5,000 for Shoes for All. Had a total blast over there. It was a party.
People?
Between 125 and 150. The place was packed with wonderful people. Having a great time. I mean, Miss Carson started at a street fair, a Long Island podiatrist. Mr. Harrison, he likes Ayuda for the Arts. Miss Carson saw people needed shoes, though it's hard to imagine, and the richest people in the country. Over $5,000 raised, a total party in such a wonderful atmosphere in the room of business people
I wish
coming
we could have
together
made
and
it.
doing good.
Unfortunately, we had a prior commitment, but I wish I could have made it. In any event, you know, I don't want to take up too much time. I want to talk about a few of the current events that are out there, and then I want to bring on these fantastic guests that we have here today to talk about this benefit that they're having. But can we just shift, or you know what? I'm getting a message from the control room. We're gonna take a fast break here for a commercial, and when we come back, we'll talk about a few of the things that are going on in the news, and then we're going to get right to our guests for this morning. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries, We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching, doing it to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
And we're back. Tommy, one thing, are you done for the arts? Because you work with a lot of charities. While they do help people from different areas and usually low income, they help get arts for the kids going to school and stuff. Maybe put a new clarinet in someone's hands, or maybe help give them grants and stuff like that. But you work with so many charities. They definitely do great work.
Yep.
Anyway, Tom, we don't get to do this show, as we say every week, without our sponsors. Earlier we met with Dr. Mary Carlson. Man, give your shoes to Shoes for All. Bring your feet to Dr. Carlson. Holiday season's coming, guys. Remember my buddy James Cruz from Premier Jewelry. World-class jewelry at wholesale prices. To our guest over there, don't forget my buddy, Mr. James Cruz. You like this vest? Credit Janine Giorgente.
You know, you came in today, and I was saying, you're looking pretty stylish today.
No, I thank you so much. If I do look stylish, credit the miracle worker, Janine Giorgente, and of course the gentleman you met, who's a man. He came here. I believe he's doing business already from dealing with us. Pete Wagner. Everywhere I go, I hear his name being mentioned more and more.
Good attorney.
There's no show without these people. Little mad at Tommy. He tried to get you guys back from the break while I had a bagel in my mouth. You couldn't do it, Mealy. You couldn't catch me. I swallowed that stuff whole. What do you got for us, Mr. Mealy?
You know,
what are you up
to? Normally, you know, I don't really get into this thing with the media and celebrities, but you know, something's been in the news. It's been all over Facebook, and I just want to touch briefly on it. Oh, what?
I know what I think I know what you're going to
talk about. What are you
going
to say?
No.
No, I want to know. You interrupted me now.
You're going to talk about something that's going to break the internet.
Yeah.
It's going to break it.
And now, you know, I don't understand something. First of all, the people we're going to talk about, I think, have about as much talent as this Clementine. All right?
Don't insult the Clementine.
You're
just insulting the Clementine.
They exploded into the world of I guess the Hollywood scene about 10 years ago, maybe a little longer than that. Okay, when they started to become of age. They have zero talent. They have no personalities. Their family is completely dysfunctional. The husband, I understand, is now changed his sex desires for a man. The woman is now with somebody younger than her by 20 years, but yet the internet and this world continues to wrap themselves around this woman. Tell me why. Without giving the name.
Can't tell you why exactly. People like to be entertained.
Entertained?
People like to be entertained.
It's stupidity.
You know what? Don't blame the girl, blame society.
No, I blame the girl because she's got the audacity to do this.
Really?
Now, let me show you something.
Don't blame the girl. Girls are surviving in this world.
Somebody gave me a video. I haven't seen this video. We have it up here on the big screen. I'm going to try to play it. I have no idea I swear to you, I didn't look at the
Well,
video.
I got a question then. Are you
What?
sure you want to play it?
I don't know if I
We
want
have
to play it.
sponsors. I seen stuff come out.
You know
of
what?
Europe,
I'll
like,
keep
oh
my
my
finger
God.
on the clicker.
Keep it on the click thing to
Because
stop
I
it.
don't know what the video is going to show.
Anyway, I'll let you show. I have my own little stuff going on over what's going to break the
Okay.
internet. But
All right.
I never.
Ready for this?
Wait. Can I put an asterisk?
No.
Okay.
It's been the biggest story on the internet for the past 24 hours. No buts about it. Whoa, what are we doing here? Fantastic. 3 months old. You can't see this. Kim Kardashian, revealing cover of Paper Magazine, dared to break the internet, and it's pretty close to doing that. Memes have been everywhere overnight. Take a look at some of our favorites. Kim turns into a centaur in this one.
What is this?
It's a horse.
She is a peach here. Oh, we can't show that. And then break the internet news. She lands on the comments here.
She lands on the comment.
Do we have enough of this?
That hashtag, I have a feeling that's going to last a little bit longer. Let's move over here now, quickly. Big on Facebook. I'm not sure how George is going to feel about this one, but it's becoming a GMA classic, our unofficial anthem. Take a listen.
I'm going to make a request for George. I heard it's one of your favorites. Turn down for what, Lil Jon? Come on, George. Take us to one.
Now that's George
Stephanopoulos.
Stephanopoulos.
I could dance
All
with
right,
them.
all right.
Okay.
All right, whatever the case may be. That was a fast. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Man,
Tell me how this girl has the audacity or the nerve to be able to do something
I
like
look at it
this.
a different way. I don't know why you're blaming the girl, because I know one
I
thing.
blame the girl
I
'cause
don't
she
know
put it out
anyone
there.
who's turning away $10 million, $50 million, or whatever money they're
Oh,
making
you know what?
to
That's-
survive
that's-
in
that's
this world.
garbage. You know,
What
there
I
comes
want
a
to know
point where you
is
have
why
to draw the
society
line.
makes a bigger fuss about her butt than makes a fuss about, man, learn. Why is her butt news? But, guys, I want to introduce ending racism to society. I think the idea of spreading an opposite to racism, learn, let's end all racism now, is far more important than Kim Kardashian's butt. So I don't know why her butt is big news in the world, but I believe regular people like us got to speak up and start making a difference in this world. I think that's more important than her butt.
All right, so we go
But
back
I don't
to
know
the
why
old
you're
thing.
blaming her.
We
I
go
don't know
back
why
to
you're
the old
blaming
thing
her. What?
that was it hot sells or what was that
What?
slogan?
Sex, if it bleeds, it leads.
it
Hate
bleeds,
makes
it leads.
headlines.
Okay.
Society, we're not happy. We got
Well,
to blame ourselves
listen,
a little bit.
we
We're the
ha-
ones tuning into this crap. It's our fault, not Kim Kardashian's fault.
We're gonna divert from the stupidity of what these people do here in Hollywood to real life and the people that we have here in the studio today. And this is what's really important. What we're going to talk about is important. This is crap. It's garbage. All right, they shouldn't be playing it, and I really, I have a problem with the networks for airing it. I do. All right, I played it because I want to say that I feel it's ridiculous. I think that when you have something like this, you shouldn't explode it out there. But then again, maybe I'm to blame as well because I
Maybe
just
you're
aired it.
part of the problem
Maybe I'm
instead
part
of
of the
the
problem.
solution,
Yeah,
Mr. Mealy.
you know what? All right, listen. When we come back, we're going to have our guest with us. We're going to move
Tiffany
over to the
Mazza.
couch, and this is the real deal. This is what people should be paying attention to. We'll be right back after this.
Yep.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidiscipline practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our 2 offices. Thank you.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is me, GMC, in the place to be, the greatest MC in history. There will never be an MC greater than me. And right about now, the only place for you to be is with the one and only Madhousetv.
You are the man.
We're back. One of the things 516 ads like to do, and one of the things I know my buddy and friends at Madhouse like to do, is give a platform to people who can't necessarily be heard. Whether it be an event coming up or whether it be a wonderful charity. Some people got money, they got the backing of the media, that their events get heard about. But we received a call earlier this week. It was about a young lady, and she suffers, and I want to get it right. That's why I'm reading. I don't usually read. Complex regional pain syndrome. And today, Tommy, we have joining us Tiffany Mazur and I believe Christine Tarantino, like Quentin.
Exactly.
I was able to pronounce it. And Christine, I know you have a fundraiser coming up on November 22nd at Borelli's to bring attention to this. I had asked you if any supplies could be raised or anything like that. But this just has to do with research. What you have is considered a rare disease, and not many people know about it. Those cameras are yours. You have a message to be spread. What do you got for these people on Long Island?
Well, I would like to say that this is a very rare and it's very painful, and people do judge us, but it's not fair to be judged because it's invisible. It's an invisible disease.
Oh, come here. Come here one second. Let me give you a kiss on your cheek. Now, we're not judging you at all, but I have a question. These people don't even know what CRPS is. All they're judging is your beautiful smile right now. So why don't you first tell them what CRPS is, because they have no clue.
So it's complex regional pain syndrome, and it's where all your limbs feel like you're on fire. So at night, my whole body feels like I have 106 fever. So and it's I can't have my blanket touching my leg because it feels so bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to have a sheet, and then I have to have my blanket, and I have to wear shorts all the time. I can't wear or baggy pants.
Now, I'm sure some people might have this since it is so rare. I believe you had mentioned that when we were talking earlier, it was a neurologist that helped you even discover what it is, so you could at least start treating it?
A neurologist did a spinal cord thing, spinal thing in me, and he hooked up 2 temperatures on my feet, and they spiked, and that's how he knew that I had RSD or CRPS.
And that's when you were first diagnosed?
Yes.
Has things gotten better for you since treatment took place?
No, they just gotten worse. I went from just having it in one limb to having it in all 4 limbs in both legs and both arms and in my stomach.
Now, next to you is a woman. She said, I guess in some ways she could be.
Dave, can I
yes,
just ask
go
a
on.
quick question? Yeah, because I'm very. Is this a neurological issue?
Yes.
So it's not an orthopedic issue where your bones are affected. It's the nerve endings.
Correct.
And is this almost like a fibromyalgia type of thing?
That's what people get it. The doctors get it confused with fibromyalgia mostly. That's what people, but it's more painful than fibromyalgia.
But now, if the nerves are being affected, I know that the nerves from the lower part of the lumbar spine travel into the legs, and the nerves from the cervical spine travel into the arms, the rotator cuff of the shoulders, and down into the fingers. Is there a disc issue where the nerve root is being impinged by something on the spine?
No.
But excellent questions, Mr.
Yeah.
Neely. I didn't know it was so
But
diverse.
I don't understand that. If the disc between the vertebrae, which in the thecal sac of the that houses your nerves,
Yes.
your nerves come up through the thecal sac of the spinal cord, and then they protrude outward. If there's an impingement or an encroachment on any of those nerves, and that sends a signal through the nerve root, that would give you that same sensitivity as if your body's on fire.
Right.
Have they looked at that at all?
But that's curable or
By
fixable.
yes.
This is the sympathetic nervous system literally goes haywire, and it just constantly fires pain, but the slightest touch
To the skin.
to anything can send an overreaction by the sympathetic nervous system. And that's
Like
where you
if
get
I
the
went
pain.
like this to you, it would feel like we would be hit with hammers.
Yeah.
Could you do that
Wow.
again to him?
Like that.
I got a real hammer in the other room. But so what you're saying here then is that at 20, you're 22,
26.
26. This is not curable.
It's not curative.
So what's the end result?
Right now they're testing with ketamine, which is a
Which
horse,
is?
horse tranquilizer,
Mm-hmm.
and a date rape drug.
Really?
So they're testing with that. They're doing infusions, and you can go to Spain or Germany and be put in a coma.
It's called the ketamine
So
coma.
it's so rare
Yeah.
that we're looking for more research.
But you can't
to
do
run.
that. You can't do that here in the United States.
There's nobody who does it here
No,
in the States.
it's not.
So you
have to go to
FDA
Germany.
approved.
Right, because it's not FDA
do this.
approved here in the country.
It's not FDA
No.
approved.
Not yet.
In other words, people aren't making money on it yet.
No,
But
exactly.
you know
That's,
what?
that's the reality
I want
of
to
it.
give the viewers, hope. You're having a
Yeah.
fundraiser, so the fundraiser would be for hope to be the lead to one, raise awareness that this exists, get the word out there, and obviously all medical things need money behind it. And maybe you guys are at the forefront of getting the word out there and maybe starting to help people. But the hope would come from, I didn't meet you before today, but I heard that you were in a wheelchair. You
3
know,
years
and you were in
ago.
a wheelchair 3 years ago,
Yep.
suffering some of the same thing that Tiffany's suffering
Exactly.
from. And today you're walking around and you're not in a wheelchair. So to
Exactly.
me, that means you're doing better.
I am.
So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about how you're doing better, because if these people are giving money, they want to see some results, and you're a result. That's why
I'm a
you're here,
result.
nice lady.
I still definitely have RSD. I still am in chronic pain daily. I still have the pins and needles, the fire, the throbbing, the stabbing. But mine is controlled with a spinal cord stimulator, multiple medications, and a phenomenal physical therapist.
So there has
And
been a
it's-
physical therapist in Long Island or around here that's helped you.
Yes, definitely.
Spinal cord stimulator.
Yes. So I have
Permanently installed?
permanently installed.
Is it a morphine?
No,
Okay.
no, it is, looks like a pacemaker. It's on my side, and it's got electric leads that run down my spine, and they constantly fire a small electrical impulse, and it helps block the pain impulse from my lower limbs traveling back up.
Christine, is that something that you have considered, or have they talked to you about that?
This is
I'm
Tiffany,
sorry,
so that's okay.
It's okay. They've talked to me about it, but my back, I have so many bad discs in my back that they're weary to put it in. So they don't want to do that because of my age, that I'm so young, that they just don't want to do that.
Are you in pain right now?
Yeah,
A lot.
yeah.
Tommy, when you're here with your, personal injury background, I must say I'm impressed by the questions that you asked. I wouldn't have been able to. But, ladies, you never know what comes from what. We were talking earlier in the show. Tommy invited me to the Copacabana. But before that, I had an hour or so to kill in the city. A friend of mine saw me. He said, Dave, come down to this restaurant that we're at, Arnone on 38th Street off Broadway. And I had a drink with the guys, but they invited me downstairs. They were having a meeting. And in this case, it was a meeting for people with brain surgeries and stuff like that. And it was really guys coming together doing a charity. There was a doctor in that room, and they once got to talking 20, maybe even longer than that. Man, they've raised millions of dollars for brain surgery, where no one before would have paid attention to it at all. And Tommy, I just see you here, and I'm, thinking of the possibilities of what could be. You never know who knows who that leads to the first fundraiser, that leads to something else. And the only other thought that I have, and then you'll fill us in, guys, I know something was very important to both of these ladies. What was important to them is that unless you know them, you can't see their pain. Unless you know them in the street, it was very important. It was the number one first thing that you mentioned.
Yes.
Even though I told you not to. It's okay. But it's the first thing that you mentioned. And that's because when they're in the street and all this pain and you don't see it, guys, you may not know why they're parked in the handicap zone or the zone cordoned off for people who might have some kind of disability or special needs. And I think one of the things that irks them the most, despite all their pain, is like people judging them negatively, giving them stares. What are you sitting there? They can't see your pain. My point is, guys, I like to try to accomplish what people like. So whether it be these two nice ladies here or anyone else in the street, we don't know where others walk. We don't know what they're going through. People tend to put smiles on their faces to fight their pain. Let's be a little quick to judge over such things, because you just don't know. Anyway, back to you, ladies. Christine, I want to go to you. Without knowing, you might be a mentor to Tiffany, just that she can relate to someone who
Definitely.
has it. You might be a mentor to many people with this. Mentor our viewers.
Okay. The biggest thing, like you said, is it's an invisible disability. So not judging people. But the trick is also educating doctors so that they know what to look for and to not judge somebody. Tiffany and I both, unfortunately, had the occasion of being accused of being drug addicts because we were both seeking pain medication for the RSD prior to being appropriately diagnosed. And so a big part of it is just getting education for doctors so that they're aware. And then also for the general public to know that if you meet somebody who's got RSD, don't just immediately go up to them and try and shake their hand or touch them, or because you don't know how that's going to affect them. So you should if you meet somebody with RSD, let them make that first approach. in terms of touching. Always be friendly, always say hi, always ask them how they're doing, because we may actually be having a really good day. We do have good days. We have really bad days too, but we have really good days, and it's nice to be able to say that to somebody.
I think me and Tommy might have caught you on a good one.
Yes.
Well, you know what I want to do. We're going to break for a quick commercial break in a few minutes. But Tiffany, what I want you to think about, I'm going to ask you this question when we come back. I want you to take us through a 12-hour day from the time you get up. So don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back after this break. We're going to talk more about this incredible situation here that really needs to be, I think, more education, and we need to get this message out to people to try to find a cure for yet another debilitating disease here. We'll be right back.
Old Spice body spray will make you feel so powerful to blow your mind right in front of your face. Goodbye. Oh no! It's like I don't. Power.
Automatic freshness, softness, and static control has never been easier with the Bounce Dryer Bar. I just stick it to the inside of my dryer, and I never have to remember.
Old Spice body spray makes you smell like power! It's so powerful it sells itself in other people's commercials. You smell like outdoor freshness.
You smell like power.
Yeah, I do. Power! Power!
Try this routine to feel fresh and clean. Pair Charmin Fresh Mates with your Charmin.
Oh, Spice body spray is too powerful to stay in its own commercial. That's right. Power. Old Spice body spray can change a regular smelling man into a man who smells like power.
Now, how is this? Wow, you know what? I actually do feel more powerful.
Potato chips! Power! It's me.
And we're back. Before we go on with this informative session, once again, we need to thank our sponsors. Podiatrist Dr. Mary Carlson, real estate attorney Peter J. Wagner, my buddy Mr. James Cruz from Premier Jewelry. Holiday season is coming. World-class quality wholesale prices. And my good friend Janine Giorgente from Giorgente, New York, with their beautiful places in Melville. Tom, I see you're actually touched by this interview as much as any interview we've ever done before. I know you were asking Tiffany to bring her through a day. I'm going to let you take the lead here, buddy.
We built Madhouse TV on the premise of allowing people to get their message out to not only New York metropolitan but the world, and if it's in Germany, it's in Germany too as well. For people that couldn't afford to go to these big networks, as much as the networks proclaim that they want to help you, everything at the networks is about the dollar. And their ratings and the this and the that. I get it. I mean, people advertise on it. And out of them in the business, I understand. But we always, set the bar that anybody in New York that has access to the studio can come here anytime and get this message out, and there's no cost for it. We don't charge people to do this. So, because we think it's important. I mean, you're an incredible individual. You're young, and now you have this rare disorder that in the United States, I mean, we do so many things here in the United States, it irritates, you have no idea, and I don't want to get into it because I'll really get upset with it. It irritates me to no end that we can do so many things here in the United States, but when it comes to something like this, for somebody like you that has to deal with this horrific disease for the rest of your natural life, and you have to go to Germany in order to get a drug to help this, it burns me like you're probably burning inside, 10 times the amount. I absolutely despise it. And this is one of the things that I have a problem with our government, that, there may be something out there. You are, you're a citizen of the United States of America, but yet we have to go to Germany because the United States refuses to talk to the Food and Drug Administration about possibly looking into something like this. And it just irritates me to no end. So taking you through a normal 12-hour day, you get up in the morning. Tell me what your day is like. Look into the camera. I want you to tell them, because they need to see the expression in your face to understand the severity of what we have going on here, and that we need people like the people that are watching here today to help fund this so that we can say, the hell with the government, let's just get this thing done and get it done right. So I want you to tell them how you feel every morning when you wake up 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. Take us through a day.
I feel horrible, is to put it nicely. I get up in the morning around 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, and I have to take a pill. And that just makes me feel terrible because the medicine doesn't make me feel good. So, being that I have to take medicine, it makes me sick to my stomach. And then I'm in bed for a couple hours, and I'm lucky if I get out of bed, because it's such a painful disorder that the pain that I feel, it's horrible, and it's not fair to anybody to have this. But I'm only 26. I don't really have a life. I mean, I graduated from Nassau, so I have my associate's degree. But everything else is everything else. I cook, I bake, but then the next.
Where's my cookies? Okay, go on.
Around Christmas, I'll give them to you.
Come on.
Around Christmas, you'll get them.
Thank you.
So, but by baking, the next day I'm in bed. So it's like this cycle that's never ending. It's like I'll have a good day, then I'll have a bad day, good day, bad day, good day, bad day. So, and then I'll have to take another pill. And then I'll be up all night because I can't sleep.
It's very draining, it seems.
Yes.
It drains you during the course of the day. I see different letters here, RSD and CRPS, and what I'm thinking is, which one's more suited? Because if we're going to brand this that people could understand it, do we want to get rid of RSD? Is that what we want to do? Is that we need to? They need to know. Otherwise, if there's a lot of letters, it's all combobulated to them. We need to put it to something that they understand. RSD stands for
Reflex sympathetic dystrophy.
And that's what's hurting both of you guys,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So we want to get rid of RSD.
Exactly.
So can we call it RSD for the people?
Yeah, that's the
Yes.
most
And a
popular
chant
name.
that we're building for them?
Tiffany, is the insurance companies paying for this medication?
They are paying for my medication, but that's just because I'm under my father's insurance. So that's the only reason they're paying for it.
And what about you, Christine?
For the most part, most of it gets
When
covered.
you say most part, what does that mean?
A couple of the medications that I take have ridiculously high co-payments.
So,
Like one of
for
them-
the co-payment.
The co-payment
But the
alone,
insurance company is picking up the price of it,
the majority of it, yeah.
the majority of it.
Yeah.
Have they ever given you a hard time?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Did you have to fight the insurance companies to pay
I've
for
had to
this?
fight for everything.
Now, your insurance, you want a private, you want an ERISA-based plan? What kind of a plan do you want?
I'm on private insurance under my husband through his job, and I'm also disabled. I have Medicare.
Okay, so Medicare would be Part B then.
I only have Part A. I do
Okay.
not have Part
So
B.
Medicare is picking up the first part of it, your husband picks up the other 20%.
Actually, it's the other way around in my
Okay.
case, but yeah,
So they're picking up 80, Medicare picks up 20.
for the most
So
part.
so the copay isn't really there, or it is there?
It is, like for one medication, 1 month prescription alone is $1,500.
Wow.
For one.
That's my co-payment.
And do you anticipate the insurance companies in the future giving you a hard time about this?
Eventually, definitely.
And if they do, then what happens?
Then I don't know what I'm going to do.
$1,500 copay.
Yeah, and that's only on one medication, and I literally take 10 medications a day.
That's a mortgage.
Yeah.
Now, your husband, what does he do for a living? If you don't
He
mind me
works for a healthcare company.
asking? Okay. All right. So the healthcare company that he works for is, I'm assuming, is the
It's a major
healthcare.
company.
So it's the provider for the healthcare that you have.
Yes.
You know, David, we see in my line of work all the time with personal injury, I see these insurance companies and how they deny payments. Kids with cancer, people with debilitating diseases. And I'll tell you a real funny story. And the reason I'm asking you with the insurance companies is, apart from our government sometimes turning their back on us, my next line down is the insurance companies. Vicky, as you know, my wife was bit by a dog, my own dog, all right, playing around. And we had to rush her to the hospital. It was a very, very serious thing. They told us afterwards that technically she couldn't have, she wouldn't have made it if she would have waited a longer period of time. It was very devastating. It was traveling up towards her heart, going up her arm. They had to do emergency surgery on her in order to clean out this thing. She was hospitalized, I think, 3 days in the hospital. I get a bill in the mail from the insurance company. They're not paying. You know what their excuse was? The operation was not medically necessary. Now, how do you fight something like that? You know, we pay these premiums every single day of our lives to protect us, and then you have something like this that the what is it, the Food and Drug FDA isn't even looking at. How is the insurance company justifying paying for this? Because eventually, if the FDA does not approve it, the insurance companies are going to say, I'm sorry, we can't pay for it. And if they don't pay for it, your pain is going to start up all over again. You may put you back in a wheelchair. Tiffany, I can't even imagine. I'm sickened by the fact that what would happen to you at your age. I mean, what would you guys do?
Honestly, don't know.
Move to Germany?
Anyway, for now, we're going to try to raise awareness and fight and make people aware of it. Also, you never know who knows who. If there's any viewers out there that have connections to drug companies, every once in a while you might catch someone, might know an executive over there, and stuff that's costing whatever amount could cost nothing just because it's sort of like a scholarship. Do I think that's likely? No, but I know if I don't mention it, there's no chance of it happening. Question. You have a fundraiser coming up November 22nd
Yes,
to
I do.
bring awareness and fight this RSD.
Yes,
Tell
I
our
do.
viewers what's going on November 22nd at Borelli's in East Meadow, right?
Yep. Well, I'm having a fundraiser for this disease, obviously, and I'm gonna have baskets, and I'm gonna raffle off baskets. I'm gonna be baking for it, and I have a couple donors who are gonna send me cake pops and cupcakes and stuff like that. I have a couple people who originally just sent me some things for baskets, and Dawn, she's going to be there selling jewelry. I have an Avon lady who's coming to sell Avon, and she's going to give me 20% of what she makes. And hopefully we're just going to have some pizza and salad and soda and some desserts and have some fun and have a good day.
Is this your first fundraiser that you're running?
No, this is my second one.
Yeah, how'd your first one go? Was it all right?
Good. I made like $500.
Good.
Now are you a 501c3? Or
I have the guy who was in charge of it. He gave me his to borrow.
Actually, I brought a letter
Terrific.
here for you to see in conjunction with that. Guys, at $1,500 a month, we might not think the $500 matters, but everything matters. But I think you ladies, you might not know it, but you might be pioneers for this disease. Maybe you're the ones who are setting the stage for people 10 and 15 years down the road to get better treatment and get better drugs. I know it might be a painful journey that you're in, but someone's got to do it. And it looks like you ladies are the ones who are doing it.
You know, Tiffany, because we believe so highly in what you're doing that we're going to be mentioning this. If you can get us a flyer, you know, for the fundraiser, we'll put it up on all the shows, and give it to me. Give it to Vicky at the end if you can email it to us in a PDF format, even if we have to convert it. And what we'll do is we'll talk about it. What is the date again? One more time.
November 22nd.
November 22nd. And I can assure you, if we're not, I don't know, I don't have a calendar in front of me. We're very busy making appearances here and there. But if we're not doing something, you know, we definitely would like to attend as well and come down. But what I'd like to do is we have Diane that's been waiting out. Dawn. I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names. Dawn. So Dave, if you don't, I was going to call him Bill, but Dave came out. But if Bill, let's cut to a quick commercial here.
You got it, Chuck.
And when we come back, I'd like to get Dawn in here and talk to her about what she's doing on this fundraiser as well.
The whole thing, business community coming together. Tommy, right? We'll be back right after this.
Right back.
Right back.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Do dogs chase cats?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
For professional motorcycle transport and towing, think Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing. Proudly serving all of Long Island, we feature expert handling and 24/7 service. So send a limo for your toy with Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing.
I am Tom Mealy for the Harrison Law Group, and I have been telling you for years that getting involved in an automobile accident is no joke. This is what we do. We're not new at this game. If you've been involved in an accident of any kind, and you go to a law firm that says you have no case, it's simple. It's because they can't do it and they don't get it. You need to call us directly at 1-800-INJURY-LAW. Hi, welcome back to The View. I'm Tom Mealy, and we are here today with some incredible people, and it's proud to introduce Dawn, who is going to be helping out with this fundraiser. Dawn, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Go on, Tommy.
No, I just, I give you people a lot of credit. I just, David and I, we go through life every day taking for granted. And, when I see somebody that's fighting for this and helping, and people like you, Dawn, who come and go the extra mile to help, and, it's just amazing, how people helping people, and it's, I guess, what it's all about. Tell us a little about what you're going to be doing at this fundraiser.
Well, when I found out about Tiffany through my childhood friend Dorothy Mazza, who's her mom, I'd known Christine for 14 years, and I seen everything that I saw her from being a walking normal mom to being in a wheelchair to coming out of this, and it just seemed like we needed to do something. So Tiffany expressed to me that she wanted to do a fundraiser and raise awareness. So we secured the venue together, and we got vendors together that are going to donate money, and we have to get people there. There's going to be pizza and snacks and Chinese auction, and all the money is going to RSD. And we needed to get the word out there. So who are you going to call? I always call David Gussin, because if there's anything that needs to be done, he's the man to go and see. So November 22nd, Borelli's, 12 to 3. If you're out shopping, if you're out running errands, if you're sitting there doing nothing, come out and see us, buy some raffles, win some great things, and know that you're doing something wonderful for these ladies and everybody that is inflicted with this horrible disease.
And Borelli's is located where?
Oh, in East Meadow.
Right off of Merrick Road?
Yeah, it's right by the Coliseum, Eisenhower Park. It's really centrally located, plenty of parking.
Now, you guys have a website. You have a website.
You had mentioned a great site that's doing great work.
There's a website, rsds.org, wonderful website that's actually been there for over 30 years now. Well, RSDS has been around for 30 years, obviously not on the internet that long, but great place to go for information. If you don't know anybody or where to start, you think you have RSD, terrific place for information.
Yeah. And Dawn, I just want to thank you. I know you from on this, where we're sitting right now, longer than anyone here. We go back years now, and our whole thing, guys, I know Madhouse and myself, to give a platform to the Dawn Rizzies of the world. You'll be selling your jewelry at that event, but
yes, I will.
Your heart doesn't see anything that it doesn't want to help. And we talk about creating our own media and that we could do things ourselves. It's when people like you and those you surround yourself with care about something, you come together, and hopefully we make stuff happen. I know you do it on a daily basis. I know you're everything that I like to promote, and you know what I'm talking about, Rizzy. We're being nice here. You know what I'm talking about, Rizzy.
Do they take donations on the website?
Yes, they do.
So if anybody out there wants to go on the website and make a donation, and you can. It's right there in front of you on your computer.
Tommy, before you're on the show for us, can I tell people about a little igniting business going on this week? It'll go in 30 seconds. Man, tomorrow morning at Michelle's, Route 110 in Amityville, Monday morning at Michelle's. Tomorrow night we will be at Chow Baby in Massapequa. We're going to pack the house. We're going to have you there, Tiffany. I'm going to be a little crazy there tomorrow night. And Wednesday night at Jewel, my friends at the LIASB, big-time networking event, a little bit of Thanksgiving networking, and Betsy's Baskets. We once had Betsy on the show. You met her, Tommy. She has Baskets of Hope going on this week. Lots of other great stuff that you can find on the 516 website. Mr. Mealy, you were so great today.
Well, we're going to,
the show for us, buddy.
At the networking party, obviously, we always try to make an appearance there. Maybe I'll come down Monday night to Jewel. Is it Jewel?
Chow Baby, Massapequa.
And when's
Monday
Jewel?
Night. Jewel is going to be a Wednesday at Jewel. Wednesday 6 p.m.
All right, I'll be there.
Long Island Advancement for Small Business event. John Hill fought for our country in the Navy, and now he fights for Long Island business owners. Totally proud to be associated with him.
Good, good. All right, another great show, David. I want to get up and give you guys a hug, but I'm afraid. So pretend that I did and pretend it's there. But again, anybody who has a platform or they have something that they need to say and they want to say it on Madhouse TV, give us a call here at the studio. We'll be more than happy to have you on. And I want to say thank you to everybody for coming out, Dawn.
So
thank you for being part of this. And Tiffany, Christine, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it.
Man, you guys going to help us all tell the viewers to have a great week live from Long Island.
Have a great week.
Have a great week,
everybody.
Take care.
Thank you.